A wet weekend in Bury, Greater Manchester. But the town will soon be brightened up by £40 million from the government's Levelling Up Fund. This week, Boris Johnson embarks on a Levelling Up tour of the UK that will include North West England. Here in Bury North, where the Conservatives have a majority over Labour of just over 100, voters are not surprisingly split in their verdict on the Prime Minister and Levelling Up.
I think they should just let him get on with it.
He's going to get himself out of a bit of a ditch, but I just think he's in a lot of trouble and there's no way out for him.
The South will always be the South, the North will always be the North. The South will always get the thicker end of the wedge. It's always been that way and it'll never change.
I think he's done his bit. It's good.
The PM's tour, visiting parts of the UK earmarked for investment, starts in Scotland, with a visit to a manufacturing site and research and development projects. But his trip north of the border comes just weeks after the Tories' leader in Scotland, Douglas Ross, called for him to quit over the Partygate scandal. And they're not expected to meet. Cabinet allies insist, however, that the PM is not distracted by the police inquiry into alleged parties in Downing Street.
He will actually be very, very focused on the issues that matter to all of us. We've got a Prime Minister who is now bringing the world together in terms of how we deal with Russia and Ukraine. He's working within this country about dealing with this COVID after problem that we've got, the crisis we're seeing in the health service, dealing with the backlog of that, dealing with the issues that people care about, our energy costs. They're what he's focused on, and that's absolutely right where he should be focused on, because that's what makes our country better.
The Prime Minister says he's getting out of London this week and taking a simple message with him, that his government is getting on with the job of uniting and levelling up the country.
That's it.
Oh, look at that.
Continuing his drive to cut hospital waiting times, in North West England, Mr Johnson will visit a cancer treatment centre to see how the NHS is tackling COVID backlogs. But health bosses claim staff shortages are the big problem and the NHS needs to recruit more nurses and doctors.
I'm incredibly frustrated about the fact that the government will not sign up to the idea of a proper long-term workforce plan, which is what we have in every other sector of our economy and what we have in every other national health system. I can't understand why the government won't sign up to what seems to me to be blindingly obvious.
And while the PM may be happy to escape Westminster, the questions about the Downing Street parties have not gone away. John Craig, Sky News.